though the road has too damn long, and the souls have all gone home, when it seems everyone but me, I'm alone. Disturbing son of the night, I'm afraid of the dark.
Welcome to the 2021 Toyota 4Runner. My name is Jay.
My name is Lena.
Even though I'm in the shadows, it is still a little on the bright side, which is why I'm squinting. I apologize. So let's start with the outside.
Absolutely.
What do you like? What do you dislike?
I love that it's still the classic look. They haven't really done anything to change it. It's easily recognizable and it's rugged, and I like the rugged look.
Very aggressive look too.
Yes.
Very, very aggressive. It's got 9.6 inches of ground clearance, so you're not going to get stuck on very many things unless you're in a little blizzard. But for the most part, the massive ground clearance helps you kind of stay in motion. LED taillights, LED headlights, LED fog lights, LED day runners. So even though it is a new entry-level trim called the Trail, Toyota doesn't make it feel like an entry-level model.
Yeah, it's still very well put together. It's something that they can be confident in, that they're putting out a great quality product. And while we're talking about the body, the color.
Army green.
Beautiful.
It is, and the other color that's available in the Trail trim is cement gray. Not too bad. It's got a nice sheen to it, but I would take Army green. I would take exactly as is. We talk about the rear of the vehicle. So yes, it's got a lift gate because it is an SUV, but as some of you may know, with the 4Runner, the glass in the tailgate goes all the way down, and it helps you get skis and snowboards, and maybe if you're doing a construction project at home, it gets you some extra wood or space to put longer pieces of wood in there. So very, very functional. It does have a sliding tray that comes out maybe a few inches, and it holds up to 400 pounds. And the benefit of that is it lets you put heavier items onto the tray and then slide the tray back in. And that also helps by reducing the chance of you knocking your knee against the trailer hitch. With the sliding tray, it is only available on the Trail because the Trail, interestingly, only seats 5 people as opposed to the SR5, which seats 7. So, oh, look at how bright I am all of a sudden. Engine-wise, it's a 4-liter V6 naturally aspirated, and it gives you 270 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque. My irk here is it's a 5-speed automatic transmission, and I kind of wish it was like either a
it's not
6,
the
7,
most
8. It's not
fuel efficient, right?
Right. So we'll get into fuel efficiency figures when we do the switch. But there's a lot of power here, and it is 4-wheel drive, and you have the option to go 2-wheel for regular city driving conditions. Or you can go 4-high or 4-low, depending on where you are and what you're doing. So because we're in a little winter wonderland, like Lena was saying, we are definitely in 4-high. If we were doing some kind of off-roading or rock crawling or just something different that wasn't regular pavement that required the traction of all-wheel drive, or 4-wheel drive, sorry, but not the speed of it, we jump into the 4-low.
I'm having a really good time with this. I don't feel like I don't have that fear in the pit of my stomach of what if I'm going to slide out with how much snow is on the road because they haven't been plowed.
Right.
I feel very firmly planted. The brakes are very intuitive. They're not too sensitive, so you're not really getting that jerk and that pullback.
So it's not the spongy all the way down before you hear a catch, and it's not super sensitive like you were saying, where basically you tap it and like you come lurching to a stop.
Exactly. They're very nice. They're very responsive, and they're very, the best way that I can put it is comfortable.
Okay.
Because it's not asking too much of you, and you stop without feeling that lurch forward.
All right, so we've done the swap because I am definitely not her and she is definitely not me. Comfort of the passenger seat.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
It sits at a good height. It's a fixed seat, but it sits at a good height so I can see everything that you're seeing very clearly. Good. Even though there's a pretty big height difference between us. The seat itself is actually very comfortable. I don't feel like on a long road trip it would start to hurt.
So you have like very little passenger fatigue.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Yeah, passenger fatigue driver fatigue can be a thing.
Passenger fatigue too. Except usually the passenger's just sick of hearing you talk.
What if she's trying to say something? As she says nothing. It doesn't feel like a base model, and it doesn't, but there are a few amenities missing. So there's no sunroof, there's no heated steering wheel, there's no heated seats, there's no cooled seats, there's no dual climate zone. If you're looking for a great off-road vehicle that's great in the city, has lots of horsepower, lots of torque, relatively comfortable to drive, considering that it was made to be pushed off-road as well as on-road. Like, it's still a good daily driver, but it's got good off-road capability. Driver's seat, very, very comfortable. Infotainment, it's an 8-inch screen. There is an 8-speaker audio system. It sounds good. It's not going to be an award-winning one, but for a vehicle like this, it doesn't need to be. And if you want something that has more perks to it, the SR5 trim of the 4Runner, there's, I believe, 6 different trim levels of the SR5, and it goes from TRD Pro to Limited to the Nightshade Edition, so there's really something for everybody, and you can get all the amenities you want. Big digital gauges on the dashboard, color screen in the middle. It's only 4.2 inches, but it still gets you all the information that you need. The dials, there's only 3 of them. They're big and they're chunky, and I love it because it throws me back to when I was a kid. Simpler times. There is one big dial for the temperature, one dial for fan direction, and one dial for fan speed. That's it. That's all. Infotainment, it's a little dated.
It is.
Whatever.
It is.
It's got CarPlay, it's got Android Auto, and you have everything you need. This is a very function-first
car. It's not, here are all the frills, the bells and whistles. Sorry, I'm just going to attempt to do this because you're sliding away.
Okay.
I'm so scared.
You'll be okay.
Ta-da!
All right.
Not half bad, not half bad.
On the safety side of things, it does come with Toyota Safety Sense, so that's your automatic high beams, lane departure alert. It's got your pre-collision system, and it has your radar cruise control. So it doesn't have everything, but kudos to Toyota for putting some standard safety here.
Yeah.
And the lane departure alert, I think, is the most important one. Just with the bigger vehicles, sometimes it may be hard to get centered in the lane, especially if you're new to driving something bigger, taller, heavier. There can be a bit of a learning curve, and it's always good to have more safety than less safety.
Absolutely, I agree. I like that they make a certain amount of safety features standard on the car, so that way you're not paying extra to move up the trims to get what makes you feel safe. A
couple of quirks I have with the 4Runner Trail. It's got an actual manual key. I can't take it out because, well, I'm driving, but I will put a cutaway to it. And here's another weird one. The triple flash isn't here.
Yeah. I thought that was just standard.
Yeah. This is the first modern vehicle I've been in that doesn't have it.
I haven't had that situation since I was driving my dad's 2005 Dodge Grand Caravan that broke, and I didn't have that. So I'm so used to it, right? It's a little bit different, but honestly, I'm not that mad about it. It is something that you use every day and you would pay attention to, but at the same time, is it really that hard to just flick it back up?
No, it's not. It's a very, very convenient feature to have.
But I think that's also where the auto industry is going. It's convenience. It's no longer buying a car to get you from point A to point B as long as it rolls and it's not Fred Flintstoning it all the way. But
did you mean? Okay, never mind. Well done.
But we're moving towards paying more for our cars so we enjoy the ride. Especially how many times can I say, especially during COVID, a lot of people moved out of the city and further away, but still have to drive into the city for their essential job. You don't want to be in a car that's uncomfortable. You want to enjoy your way there and back so you can relax from the stress.
All right, let's talk fuel consumption, and that's going on your side of the car.
Over to me. So this is my big Irk. It has an 87-liter fuel tank.
All the gas reward points.
Fantastic. But I don't need to be having my paycheck go to that every single week.
Fair enough.
Because it has 14.8 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, which is quite high, and 12.5 on the highway, which makes a combined total of 13.8.
I get it. Absolutely get it. I sympathize with you on that. My counter argument is just it's a massive vehicle. It's massive. It's got a 4-liter V6. Part of that, I think, is only having a 5-speed transmission.
Yep. I was going to mention that having a few extra gears to go between might make that a little bit better. That's possibly something that they're going to work on in the future. Because it isn't the best. And if you are going off-roading, it's not like you're going for half an hour. You are going to drain your tank, and you are going to do it very quickly. Yeah.
But I guess, if you're buying this car, you're not buying it for the fuel consumption.
That's true.
Just to circle back to a little more of the interior, it's functional. So not only does the tray come out in the rear, it has handles in the actual door to pull, and if you're not tall enough, no shot against you, maybe a little shot against you, it's just a little tag you can pull.
You know we're stuck in the same car.
I know. But there's cameras, so if you do anything. That's
true. The rear seats are really cool in this car. The bottom actually folds up and the back folds down. Yep. But it's also a 40-20-40 split, which means if you are doing any sort of recreational sports, skiing, snowboarding, if you're doing any work at home that requires 2x4s or any sort of planks of wood, yep, you can slide them right in between in the middle and then pile everything else on the sides. You can have 2 people sitting on either side and a full trunk. It's really cool. It's different.
Yeah, you could probably fit 4 sets of skis stacked high and get 4 passengers. Sorry, a driver and 3 passengers. So.
And then groceries and snacks in the back.
There you go. All right, we've covered everything.
I think so.
Any final thoughts on the 2021 4Runner Trail?
I have a few.
Okay, let's have them.
So I do wish the infotainment system was a little bit more updated. That's probably something they're going to move forward with in the future.
Yep, probably next year, I think.
I kind of hope to see it. I'm excited to see what the next year brings and how they do that.
Yep.
And something I have never seen in a car before. So because we're a little bit further from home, we brought a water bottle. This is my water bottle.
But can you show us how you separate that water bottle? So
this is actually your cup holder.
I think it's a great idea.
It's
because
awesome.
Now if you put your you put your bottle in there, it might rattle around a bit, but for anything bigger than that,
it lets you not compromise on what you're bringing with you.
My wrap-up's going to be pretty quick. It's better than a base model, despite it being a base model.
Yeah.
Drives well, great visibility, lots of power. Minimal Irks. I think my Irks are very first world problem. I can say rural, but I can't say first world problem. There's no real Irks. I think the only one I would like to have changed sooner than later is the 5-speed transmission.
Yeah.
And that just directly correlates to the fuel consumption.
Yeah.
But aside from that, lots of value here, lots of capability. It drives well, it looks good. Mostly modern on the interior. Chunky buttons, it doesn't matter. Old school infotainment, doesn't matter. But you're buying this for the function, not for the fashion, and it checks off all the functionality boxes. Beautiful 17-inch TRD rims, tires, and they're good off-roading tires, and almost 10 inches of ground clearance. Yeah, I'm good. I think my wrap-up's just echoing your stuff.
I will cut you off there because you know what we forgot to do?
What?
If you like us, you have to hit the thumbs up button. If you like being here and having me here, because I'm not always on this channel, subscribe.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and we will see you in the next review.